Hey, how you doing? Duff here. Happy New Year. Yes, another year has passed. Can you believe it? And because another year has passed, we're going to talk about how my whole house solar system has done in year 2. Yes, this whole house solar system, 48 panels, approximately 15.4 kilowatt system. You may recall when I reviewed it last year, I wasn't totally thrilled with the outcome. I had used about I paid for about 5,000 kilowatt hours despite having this system, and I remember being a little less than happy about it. I actually contacted my utility company trying to figure out what's going on, and basically in a nutshell, the Cliff Notes version was usage. I was just using a lot more power than I was using previously when we spec'd this system. When this system was spec'd, they figured out the my average power usage over the last 12 months of bills, and divided it, and that's how they came up with what they thought I would need power-wise. Unfortunately, after that spec was done, my usage continued to increase, and there are some reasons for that. So let's talk about them. Here is the controller, the solar controller. You have a breaker for every 16 solar panels are their own breaker, basically. So you have 3 breakers, and then there's a main breaker that I believe is for the Envoy itself, which is the solar controller. Looks brand new inside, right? The outside of the case not so new anymore, but still doing its thing. So as you can tell, looking at the house, this array is quite a ways from the house. The buried cable goes up and along that fence line, and I think it's probably close to maybe a 200-foot run. So it was quite the task getting the power to the house. Not a task, but more involved and more expensive. Okay, right there, look at this number, 6123. That's a good number. And the reason that's a good number, zooming out, I'm using my new Sony ZV-1 camera, so if things are a little weird, please forgive me. So anyways, what that means is, and that's for the lifetime of the meter. So last year at this time, I had used a little over 5,000 kilowatt hours according to that meter. Now my total number there is only 6123. What that means is I have only used an additional 1,100 kilowatt hours this past year. So yeah, it's a dramatic improvement. I've used like 20% of the power that I used last year, or I paid for 20% of the power that I did last year. So you may ask, hey, why is that? Well, I think it's a few things. Is my hat straight? Yeah, sort of. So anyways, yeah, I think there's some important differences from this year to last year. I think one of the bigger things that affected my power, there's 2 big things and one medium thing. First of all, in the last year, I had a leak fixed in my air handler. It was evidently leaking coolant, and when your air conditioning system is leaking coolant, it is less efficient and it runs for longer periods of time. So I think that has been going on for a while, and because of that, I was consuming a lot of electricity using air conditioning. You know, more than I typically would, because I have a very efficient air conditioner. It's like an 18.5 SEER dual speed unit. I think it was using a lot of power. Secondly, I haven't been doing as much 3D printing this year as I have in years past. You know, there was times in 2020 where I would have 8, 9, even 10 printers running simultaneously. Because there's more competition in the 3D printed parts space, I haven't been selling as much stuff, therefore I do not print nearly as much as I was in prior years. So I think that's a substantial savings. And the third amount of savings is probably with Cindy moving out at the beginning of September. We only have 1 person in the household instead of 2, so obviously your power usage is going to go down as well in that situation. So I think those 3 things have dramatically changed tipped the scales more in my favor with my solar system. And I'm hoping that by the end of this time next year, I will be able to tell you that I have finally broken even, or even had a slight excess in power consumed, or power made versus power consumed. That is my hope. We shall see. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up my 2021 solar report. I did get a couple of requests, people asking for a solar update. They've been curious like how things have been going. And at least in that front, 2021 was better than 2020. One of the few things that was actually better than the year before in my life. So yeah, my solar output has been better. At least my solar output versus consumption has been dramatically better this past year. So if you guys found this video interesting, please think about giving it a big thumbs up. It'll be interesting to see how the footage is on this new ZV-1. Right now I'm using the onboard mic. I do have stuff coming that will allow me to use my Rode Wireless Go with this as well. It'll probably take me a little bit of time to work out the kinks. What's the best setup for this, but we'll see. No, I didn't ask if you want to be a subscriber. If you enjoyed the content, please think about being a subscriber. My subscriber totals are decent, but there hasn't been a strong influx of new subscribers lately, so I'm always looking for new subscribers. So if you want to be one, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below, and if you hit that, you can hit the notify bell, which is over there somewhere as well. I think that's all I have for you for now. I'm going to actually gear up and go ride to Dunkin' Donuts, go get some afternoon coffee, and I don't think I'm going to film it. Wow. Gasp, I know, gasp, I know. Maybe I'll film something tomorrow, we'll see. We'll see how the day goes. And the Eagles won, by the way. Eagles beat the Redskins, so the Eagles are now actually in a very good position to get a wild card spot in the playoffs, which is a freaking miracle. I can't believe it. So, that's it, guys. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you have a great new year. Until next time, definitely out. What's really cool about this camera is you can do really close-up macro type stuff.